My name is Joonas. I work here at Fraktio. This is actually my first time here in HelsinkiJS, and I'm doing this presentation on 3D elements on a 2D DOM. First of all, I want to thank Dr. Vesala here for helping me out with the demo. He pretty much implemented it with the technologies that I had chosen. I kind of like started it, and he got he finished it, and we both are very frustrated with the whole actual outcome.
Finish it. It's still in progress.
Right. Anyway, first I'll just tell you about the theory and about the technologies, and lastly I'll just show you the demo. Okay. That was the intro. I want to say this like the presentation level on the technologies is beginner. I'm not an expert in 3D. I'm not an expert in JavaScript. I don't like to say that, but I tend to think that I'm better in JavaScript than in any kind of 3D modeling or anything related to that. I just found this an interesting and fun topic.
Yeah, we kind of found that we suck in both.
All right, and when we talk about 3D here, it's about WebGL, not CSS 3D effects or transformations. I'm not even really sure what kind of 3D CSS supports right now. But anyhow, this whole thing is about rendering 3D elements in WebGL. So first of all, there's this library called three.js, and it's just a library and an API for drawing these graphics. The WebGL API is pretty, let's say, complicated. You have to know a lot about different topics like ray tracing and all that kind of stuff. And maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but three.js might be like jQuery for the DOM. three.js just helps you out with the details, so to speak. And the second topic, so let's say with three.js you can generate models, you can generate lights, you can generate the scene, cameras, and everything pretty much that you need in a 3D environment. And the other technology here that's more related to the browser and DOM is Voodoo. But first I'll show you how you actually do something with three.js. I'm not sure if you can see it to the back, but pretty much there you create scenes, cameras, you define positions, you can create different kind of objects. Here you just create a cube, add some kind of material, and then create a mesh out of the geometry and material. It's kind of like your object. You add that object to a scene, then you need to create a renderer. You need to set size to the renderer. You pretty much want to get it from the browser window. Then you append that whole thing to the DOM, and then you can render it. So there's quite a lot of stuff you actually need to do just to get something on the screen. All right, but yeah, like I was saying, then we get to the second part here, which is Voodoo. That's the logo. I found it to be like a glue between the 3D models and the DOM. Pretty much you can use any three.js models, any objects you create there. You can just tell Voodoo that, hey, put this somewhere inside the DOM. You'll get maybe better idea out of it when I show you the demo. This is how you use it. You pretty much have like a model and view type of API. To me, it reminded a lot about the Backbone API. So pretty much you create a model and you tell it what kind of view it uses. Then in the view you describe where you put it. And this is pretty much the glue part here, that in the view you give the, in the model here you give the element where you want to put it, and the model passes it to the view, and from there it gives the Voodoo can like decipher where exactly the containing DOM element is, and give from there the dimensions and location. This is a very simplified example. You end up with lots of different stuff related to renders, frames and rendering and all that kind of stuff. And you can also add events to the models. So here in Voodoo, a model is pretty much an object that is available to the user, and you in the developer, and the developer can tell the model to do something, and it'll be reflected in the view. That's pretty much how it works. Right? So as I said, there's lots of different concepts that you need to figure out if you need to use this really like professionally and so on.
I could say that's true, because I didn't understand any of those, and even now I don't understand any of those.
Yeah. So what
you can do stuff without understanding them.
Yeah. So what pretty much happens is you tinker with it, and you try it. You take some kind of an example and you build upon it. That's pretty much what we did. I don't know if it's the right approach, but it wasn't easy, let's say it that way.
Fun.
But it was fun, yeah. So pretty much you load up your editor, you press F5, you see the results. There's really no other tools to that. At least I'm not aware of them. There might be, but pretty much what we do is we just edit the source, we refresh and look at console. Perhaps we can edit in the console and see some results immediately. Yeah, it appeared to work okay, but there's nothing similar to like Firebug or a Chrome developer tool or any other browser developer tool that you can actually select elements and see what happens with them, what they're made of. It just doesn't exist. And this Voodoo framework, you can only get minified versions of it from anywhere. If you want something else, you need to build it yourself from the GitHub repo. So it's pretty difficult to debug. It's very we found it very annoying.
Yeah. If you want to try it, build yourself.
Start with that.
Yeah, it's good idea.
All right. So these 3D models, if some of you have done 3D modeling, you know it takes a lot of time, and it's hard to actually build something from primitives as in spheres and cubes and planes. You can do that also, like you can code that too, but it's gonna end up taking a lot of time. So pretty much you can, let's say what I did, I just went to the internet, typed in Blender models. I selected some models and exported them to DAE files, which is like, let's say it's like SOAP for 3D. It's XML. You don't really want to write it yourself. So that's how Vesala here created. That's how he created the models that we have in the demo.
For that, I have like once before modeled something the 3D, and now I use the Blender, and half of my torment was how the hell the Blender works. It's full of these little things that you must just know, and if you don't know, everything breaks, or you are missing textures or something like that.
I'll show you an example of textures. It's pretty funny. So if you get in trouble with three.js, there's lots of Stack Overflow questions and anything tutorials. With Voodoo.js, there's pretty much nothing. I happened to find Voodoo.js based on one article, and it looked pretty easy to use. And at first it was. I could get something in the screen, and I was happy, and I thought it's good. But no, I can't find anything if I'm in trouble. Why would anyone use 3D on a website? That's my main reason. I thought it was funny and fun. Of course, you can do product display, showcase Easter eggs, anything, but mainly it's very niche area. Okay, now I can show you the demo. This is our. Okay, I don't know how to use sliders. Here we have our we have a joke in our company about Imperial, this company that produces the most unethical products in the world, and we decided to create a website for them. So pretty much our days of work. This is the product. 2 different spinning models. You can see the it's reacting to the DOM in a way that it's in top of the flat background. The DOM is really in 2D, and it's like hovering here. We've got a few events tied to them. So this one just does something when it got mouse over. Did you add anything on click? No?
No.
This just does another thing when you click it. But
basically they just give some movement to a couple of other axles, and you can just rotate it randomly.
yeah, so here pretty much what we have is we have Twitter Bootstrap here. So there's a column of some length and width, and we tell Voodoo that create what was it? No, this is create Instagram object to this div. So it calculates the length and width, and from that we just know how to draw this here. And it calls this function on every frame. So if we resize the what the hell?
There is something.
Whoa!
Nice. There's something wrong because that's a Twitter Bootstrap, and well, the models and the areas don't like responsive design. They tend to bloat.
Yeah, but anyway, if we whoa. Okay, this projector is so, the resolution is so small that I can't really show you how this gets smaller because the Bootstrap makes everything bigger. This is the mobile view. We didn't really have much time to work on this.
Yeah, we found this like 15 minutes before this even here.
Yeah, if you happen to use this on a Retina screen, it's even worse. It's double the size. These are double the size and in the middle. But anyway, also, how many light sources did you have to add here?
There's now 2 light sources. One is object, and like those 2 rotating there, and the one is the light that is done with the three.js.
Yeah. So.
And I don't have a clue how to arrange them. You can actually spot them to the certain place, but from which direction they are shining, I don't know. Usually I get the black objects on me, so.
So pretty much you have lights there, but you have no way to debug them. You have no way to get any like arrows or anything.
Yeah.
You just hope for the best.
Yeah, it's quite hard because if the lights are, for example, the plane, it's they are under the objects, you don't know it. It's you're just trying to you're like in the flashlight and trying to hit something.
Okay. And one of other great problems that we had is the textures. You can see it looks okay, but actually something happened between Blender and Voodoo that turned the textures around. They're inverse. So what we have here is a texture that has inverse text.
Yeah. Basically, everything works fine, but when we are rendering them in the browser, they are just inverted.
We have no idea why. Yeah.
And basically, many things are inverted. I'm not sure about the axles also, because if I'm inverted, I'm doing the right, this is an X axle. No, it's not. I'm moving up. No, it's going down. So it's really confusing. Or it's maybe if it's just us.
Yeah.
So be aware, it might be hard.
So our hardship. We also had a really bad problem with a Voodoo version that was available from the site. As I said, there's only GitHub. It only has master branch. It has no tags or anything. No other branches. So you have to either build it yourself or download from the website. And the version on the website was totally broken. It didn't. It only rendered when we resized the browser and so on. So we ended up using a version that we found on a demo in the internet.
Older.
Yeah. Yeah. We also had troubles with the access, like he said. The lights, texture export was weird. Debugging is hard. Render loop can make your debugging also hard. If you debug something on each frame, you'll just end up flushing the whole console with the same message and so on. And if you do something wrong, you can really easily crash the browser because it consumes a lot of memory and so on. The documentation Voodoo.js was pretty. It's okay for the API itself, but there's no. If you end up with some problems, it's just impossible to find any help. And then the last problem here was our skill with 3D modeling and everything related to that.
Was there some easy parts?
Maybe the installing Twitter Bootstrap background image.
Actually, the skins was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the work, not so much. And then there was a problem also with the Blender, because I managed to crash that too many times.
Yeah. So in summary, Voodoo.js is it's still in beta, but I've seen better beta products. I must say. I don't recommend using. Maybe find an alternative or do just everything with the three.js. I think you can somehow. Well, of course you can get information about the DOM with JavaScript. It's no problem. All right. Any questions? The first sensible question gets a special prize, a beverage. Okay.
Well, it's not really a question, but more like a comment that you said that this is like nothing like super useful, but I would say like I feel like in the future we're gonna see more of these like 2D, 3D mixed websites. But I guess it's just because you need to know some 3D stuff.
Sure.
To have knowledge of that, and then the tools are maybe not really useful at the moment.
They're not that mature, I'd say.
Yeah. I can say about, because basically thing how I get to work with that was that Joonas got something else to do and I need to help him with presentation, and page, and I started to do the 3D models, and basically that was the project enough. But when doing the JavaScript part and getting all together, it's like I say, because you don't have a good complete examples, and well, it goes so much time, and there's missing documentation and kind of that things. It's pretty hard to get everything work, and the concepts are new. So I would agree on that maybe in the future I think that kind of things are coming, but if the Voodoo and the three.js are the answer for the 3D in the web, I'm not sure. Not at the moment though, and they don't work in every browser. We found that too. So
Yeah, of course that's a browser problem, more
So
or
is
less.
that like WebGL support, or just like even if it does have WebGL, then it doesn't use the browser?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. What we tried some browsers, but I didn't go that deep into checking if they really have a WebGL capability or some other problems.
So which of the browser did you test and it actually broke?
The newest
Safari,
Chrome.
and it didn't work on that.
Safari.
Which version? Of who knows?
I'm not sure, but I don't use Safari in my computer, but so it just was there, and I tried with that, but I used Chrome, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it's not too old.
Yeah, there's one question back.
Actually, I see quite many uses for that actually, but Safari currently doesn't have WebGL at all.
Yeah.
Just like on the developer version or something. But on the mobile devices, actually, there is more support than I think.
Not in Safari.
Okay, we didn't go there.
But
That was enough. No mobile support for now.
But there are some interesting, like, for example, one person put like a 3D model in software, or the software for the browser using 3.js. So there is like tools that can be easier than Blender to use, like.
Yeah.
Sure. That was like the first example that I've used Blender like 4 years ago, and I found it relatively easy, but I've forgotten everything and.
Yeah, that's a problem. I've used something else before, and it was much simpler. And well, basically, it's not for us. If we are using something on the 2D painting program, no problem. We can get the lines and crop the certain areas or whatever we want to do. So the basic manipulation, as we do in the every day. But in the 3D, it's everything gets complicated. So for me, because I'm not the 3D designer, I bet that there's only a couple of you that really can do it. Others are just visiting for the 3D world. So.
Yeah. All right. Was there still their question?
Yes. Thank you for the great presentation. But now is Fraktio going to use 3.js and Voodoo.js in your next application?
Probably not based on this experience.
Yeah, but well, if we get the Imperial site up and running, in that case, they are the products. You can buy the inhuman products, like the most sweetest gum in the world and ice cream with insulin.
Right. Yeah.
Just as a note, in Safari and WebGL, you can enable it in Things 5.1 from OS X Lion. You just go to Preferences and click there, show the developer tools, and from the developer tools you go Enable WebGL.
All right.
And then it works. And it has been quite a long time already.
Yep. Did you have something?
Just a small comment.
Oh.
You guys mentioned that you had troubles with lights.
Yeah.
So if you use point light, it shines in all the directions. It helps a lot when you design a scene. Instead of the directional lights. And you
Yeah,
actually put
but
the point
yeah,
lights.
I was thinking about that. Basically, the problem was wasn't that we didn't get any lights there. We could get some light, but I wanted to do something like a spotlight in a certain direction.
Oh.
And in that case, because I don't know, the axles just didn't work as you would imagine they work. I was completely miss where is the light actually coming from. So, okay, I move it like a certain amount to the x-axle. Nothing happens. Oh, now it's gone. So,
Well, you can attach some object. There's a demo where you can see where the kind of source of the light is, so you can attach some sort of object. But yeah, it's like balloon tape.
yeah. Basically, the problem is in that kind of sense is just that if you are doing the 3D modeling, in 3D modeling software, you can see the light source and you can move it really easily.
Yeah.
But in the JavaScript, not so much.
Yeah.
It's just somewhere in the page, and basically because it's nothing. It's light source, and it only affects for the 3D objects, and you are watching in the certain direction of course in the bay.
All right, let's get just one question here.
So you told us that you didn't have so much experience with 3D and browsers. So how many hours did you put in together for this project?
Oh, too many.
I
What
was
was
wearing yesterday with the Blender and today with the
maybe 15-20 hours in total,
maybe yeah.
something like
About
that.
And it's I would say it's half of the things were that I knew that something could be done, or it could be done easier, but I want to learn also some things. So that's why it was kind of cool to do it with Blender and like a hard way.
All right, I guess we're done.